Why not entertain a concept surrounding something that normally gets a lot of spiritual mumbo jumbo injected into its foundation, the experience behind magic mushrooms and other psychedelic plants? And I'm not going to try to counter any spiritual dynamics of the experience, or even the plant or animal or fungus that is the vehicle for the experience, providing you with the chemicals that are necessary to have it. Most say the psychedelic experience takes you to the land of the dead. It makes you one with the real universe and its secret functionality. Or that it's just a brain experience rearranging light in a way that is different to how it normally does in your perception or whatever. So some say that they are aliens, and some say, like I said, that it's a spiritual consciousness. And, I generally shun the materialist view of the brain producing the experience, because that's to say the brain produces this experience. If your brain is just producing a different experience with a chemical that is really similar to what your body needs to see reality and connect with this experience, what is the chemistry allowing your brain to access? Those people don't have an answer to that question. They say that it's a result of the mind and the brain. Well, so is your fucking sight, so hearing. But you always, if you hear something, it's a thing that made a noise in life. So that argument is kind of preposterous to me, to say that, rearranging your brain chemistry in a way will produce an experience that's not real. I don't get it. You got to watch out for people who are so sure that that's the way it is that they will close themselves off to possibilities. A lot of YouTube gurus. Sorry to digress. It's an interesting topic to me, but it could be as simple as a plant's defense mechanism. And I don't mean defense against being destroyed when it is eaten. Many venomous and poisonous plants and animals have that tendency. But this is a plant that wants to propagate. This is a plant that functions on rudimentary alkaloids that are found everywhere in nature. We're talking about one of the most ubiquitously endogenous chemicals in mammals and many, rainforest plants and plants in the tundras and stuff, DMT. Evolution is weird. There are frogs that explode. They have a gas combination in their stomach and electrical signals in their brain, and they can just combust. There are lizards that spit poison in the faces of their enemies. Evolution can think of anything, which the point here is that the process of some is more fundamental than the thing itself. Ergo, why find out what's happening in these psychedelic experiences? Because we learn what's really going on. We're able to chase the rabbit. We're able to follow our brains and understand them better. Yes, you always know that it's an effect of drugs. I mean, maybe not always. There could be some delusion or confusion involved, but that doesn't lessen the experience. Even if mushrooms aren't aliens, they still could be a species of living fungus that has developed a way to produce enough psilocybin as a chemical. They're alchemists. They have rearranged their own DNA over thousands of years to produce a chemical that when human beings ingest, they have spiritual experiences. This could just be a mechanism within nature. Who's to say that God isn't a direct product, or that nature isn't a direct product of God, or that they're not codependent on the emergence of their existence? What is the nature of nature? Alan Turing knew a thing about that. Look at the patterns in zebra stripes and find out. So I propose that the production of psychedelic chemicals was an awareness that many plant species came to through the process of evolution around the time that human beings were created. Now, either this is the case in my hypothesis, or some muching is happening, and it's that human beings emerged, and then as a response, the plants did the psychoactive properties for the human. You know what I'm saying? It could be the other way around. You have the thoughts that because, until the plant became aware that it had this effect, it has no reason to produce mass quantities of psychedelic chemicals. LSA, as far as morning glory seeds, or DMT, or psilocybin, or what have you. The only real effect that these chemicals produce are psychedelic effects on human beings. And so maybe the plants became aware that we were enjoying these effects and using them to connect with ourselves and the mechanisms that underlie life processes. And so they started producing more and more. I'm not a botanist, so I don't know. But it seems pointless to have a psychedelic chemical happening in nature without a species that will eat it or consume it and then have a psychedelic effect, and also have the chemistry in their body that is going to even allow them to process that psychedelic. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a symbiotic relationship here. So I guess I'm not really adding anything new to the conversation. I'm just saying that it could be a product of nature, but nature could be a product of something more fundamental.